Imagineering has such a treasure trove of classic attractions and attractions that are no longer with us, like Adventures through Inner Space, Horizons, and Journey into Imagination, which has been highlighted quite a bit this weekend.
Yeah.
Does Imagineering ever look at ways, besides merchandise, to allow guests and fans to relive classic attractions, be it the dish technology showcase downstairs or anything else?
It's an interesting idea. You know, there is that's another big piece of this role, and I, again, learned so much from Marty on this, that our parks are not museums. We've got to stay relevant and keep things going, but we also understand the deep nostalgia. And in your book, it really opened my eyes to how much Walt had a love of the nostalgic as a way to sort of introduce the future, and we've got to constantly be diligent about that. We know if we move a park bench, that probably was a bunch where someone proposed to someone or has some amazing memory, and we've ruined their life if we get rid of their anniversaries are over, divorced, and whatever. So we're very careful with this kind of stuff when we do this, and we do actually all this does come from the guests. When we see that we analyze ourselves constantly. When we see guest satisfaction scores drop to a certain point and stay there, we know we have to do something to refresh things. But there are so many technologies and ways. It'd be very interesting to think about how we could bring those back virtually or something. It's interesting.
I think a really good example is the Tiki Room. Now you take the Tiki Room. It's a 50-year-old show, 50 years, and so much of it is exactly the same as it was when we started. But if you go in the room behind it, there was actually a room that had all the technical stuff that made the show run. That was bigger than the room you sat in. You sit in today. Today you can do that same thing off my iPod. Seriously. So it shows you that there's so many new ways that you can create these things, but the story has to endure. And when you build something in the park, it's not like a movie. If the movie fails, with the exception of Newsies, for example, if the movie fails, you'll never hear about it again. It'll be gone in 2 weeks. But you build something in steel and concrete, and
can't hide it.
You can't hide it. It's there. It's going to be there for a long time.
Tiki Room's a great example too, because in Florida, you may remember, we introduced Zazu and Iago for a while, and I remember the pitch that Kevin Rafferty, as a master, did. It was great. The pitch was awesome. I mean, you built that thing. It was so funny. And then we got in there, and I remember I was down there once after it all got in. Very difficult to make those characters and everything. And literally behind me, this woman sits down with a kid, and she's all excited because she had one of those memories. And this show starts, and her kid starts crying, and they leave. It's like everybody's upset. But we went back. We went back to the old show. So there's times where you just have to, you try something. The nice thing is, we can always bring things. We can always put it back.
People mover.
Thank you.
First off, I want to second what he said there.